If we say fungus, always say fungus is. So fungi are eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular, heterotrophic, and absorptive organism which have cell walls containing chitin, typically reproduce asexually and or sexually, and grow either by budding or by hyphal tip elongation. So last class I told you that fungi are different. These are not plants. So from this definition, we can see fungi are not plants also. So the fungi are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic, that means they cannot produce their own food, but plants have the ability to produce their own foods. And another thing, fungi cell wall containing chitin. So we know plants cell wall containing cellulose. So that's why they are different. There are many ways we can differ fungus from the plants. So it should be in your mind that fungi are not plant. They are different thing, different, completely different. So characteristics of fungi, body plan. Last class also we discussed few. Body plan, they may be unicellular and or multicellular. Some fungi are multicellular. Filamentous, I told you that elongated. If these are long thread-like structure, these are called filamentous. Hypha, hypha means branch of fungus is called hypha. Filamentous hypha. Septate or sinusitis, if they have some partition or compartment, or they are buried with some septa, they are called septate, or sinusitic, accepted without septa. I will discuss all of this phenomena, no problem, in the following lecture or following maybe today also. Nuclear status, I told you that they are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means they are higher group. That means they have well-defined nucleus, maybe uni, bi, or multinucleated. Maybe in one cell, one nucleus, maybe two nucleus, or several nucleus. In case of multinucleated, mono or dikaryones. Mono means single, or dikaryon, two karyon, two nucleus in together, or homo or heterokaryotic. Maybe two karyons are, two nucleus are similar or heterokaryotic, maybe dissimilar nucleus, like this way. So nuclear status. Organelle. So last class we discussed that like other cell, they have mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, dictaosome cisterna, which is called Golgi apparatus. In we say Golgi apparatus, dictaosome cisterna in case of fungi. Vacuoles, some air body inside or empty body inside the cell. Actually, these are vacuoles. In Bengali words, phafa something, maybe vacuoles. Micro bodies, some tiny, very small different bodies, different thing. Microtubules, glycogen, etc. These are organelle. What about cell wall of fungi? Cell wall fungi, we told that these are well defined, typically chitinous. Chitinous means cell wall contain chitin. Last class I told you that they contain chitin in their cell. Nutrition, heterotrophic, that means they cannot produce their food. Absorptive, they absorb their nutrition by their body, produce extracellular enzyme. So how they cook their food? So they actually secrete some enzyme from their body. So not inside their body. So they secrete in the outside of the body. And so by enzymatic activities, they change something in the food, and they take it. So some case They produce extracellular enzyme. I will discuss all of things, no problem. Life cycle. Life cycle simple to complex. They have various life cycle, wide variety, cannot move on their own. They cannot move by their self. So they can't move by their self. Growth is the means of mobility. So how they move? By their growth. They want to go one place to another. So how they just enlarge their body and reach there. That means their growth. By the way, they can move. Sexuality. They have sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sometimes sexual or asexual reproduction. Homo or heterophilic. Sometimes one fungus have male and female thallus. Thallus means body. I will discuss later on. Homo and heterothelic. So you will find many new words since it is a very advanced course. Very advanced course. So homo and heterothelic. Thelic means thallus we say. Thallus means body of fungus is called thallus. I will discuss later on. Sporocarp. So sporocarp, actually fungus has no fruit. Their fruit is different from the plant fruit. Their seed is different from the plant. So their seed, we do not say spore, fruit or seed. We say spore is something, actually they have no quality for seed. Seed has embryo, they have no embryo, so we call them spore. Sporocarp, what is sporocarp? Sporocarp is nothing but the area where spore bears. Spore bearing structure is called sporocarp. So sporocarp may be microscopic or macroscopic or microscopic, limited tissue differentiation. So they are not like tissue, like the plant, their body, whole body. So they have different tissue in this sporocarp. Habitat, ubiquitous. They may be everywhere in the air. So in your area, in your mouth, in your ear, in your head, in your body, everywhere you can find this fungus, maybe many fungus. So in the air, normal air, which we can inhale, there also we can see the fungus. In your drinking water, maybe many fungus, but these are not actually harmful. If some harmful, maybe they will problem. So ubiquitous, they are everywhere. So some are saprophytic. So saprophytic means they can grow on dead material. They are not harmful to us. Some are parasitic, they are harmful. Parasitic means they are harmful, they can cause disease. And symbiont. Symbiont means they will benefit us. They will give benefit us. So we just mutual benefit. They can get something, we can get something. If this is for plant or maybe in case of animal also, there are some. So these are the characteristics of fungi: body plan, nuclear status, organelle, cell wall, nutrition, life cycle, sexuality, sporocarp, and habitat. So now their body, we will discuss their body. So somatic structure. Somatic means body structure, vegetative part. In our body also we have hand, head, chest, leg, everything, stomach. So these are our vegetative structure, our body structure. So they have some vegetative structure, not reproductive structure. So vegetative structure, we call them thallus. We call them thallus. Thallus is a singular word. I request you to take note if possible. So thallus is a singular word, and in case of plural, we call them thalli. THALLI, thalli. So what is thallus? The vegetative phase of a fungus is called thallus. So thallus thalli are similar thing. This is plural and this is singular. So different types of thalli are. So there are different types of thalli. Sometimes I give in the exam. Number one, plasmodial type of thallus. Unicellular. Mycelial. Mycelial is of two types. Septate, aseptate. And last one is pseudomycelial. Pseudomycelial. So four types of thallus. Plasmodial, unicellular, mycelial, pseudomycelial. So plasmodial. So from plasma, you know amoeba. So they have somewhat amoeboid type of characteristic. They can change their body a little. So what is plasmodial type of thallus? A few fungi possess a single large multinucleated protoplasm. They have a single, very single, large multinucleated, maybe many nucleus in their body. Multinucleated protoplasm. So protoplasm is bigger one, but here many nucleus. They exhibit, they show, exhibit means show. They exhibit amoeboid movement. That means do you remember amoeba? So amoeboid movement, like amoeba. They exhibit amoeboid movement with constantly changing shape. They can change their body shape. So these are called plasmodial type of thallus. If I give you in the exam, you have to draw the figure also. Very important. In plant pathology, from now you will see many figure, and student also draw many figure in the exam. It is mandatory. You have to draw. So please take pen and paper and try to draw also in your pen and paper. Okay. So what is plasmodium? A single fungi, a few fungi possess a single large multinucleate protoplasm. They exhibit amoeboid movement with constantly changing shape. Example, Plasmodiophora brassicae. This is a fungal pathogen. It's a fungi, one kind of fungi. So Plasmodiophora brassicae. So unicellular, the next type of thallus, we are discussing thallus. Thallus means the vegetative body of fungus. So what is unicellular? More or less spherical. You can see.
Sir?
Yes, tell me.
So plasmodial figure ওখানে যে মাল্টিনিউক্লিয়েট সেকেন্ডারি প্লাজমোডিয়াম লেখা আছে, সেকেন্ডারি বলতে কি বোঝাচ্ছে?
It's not important. You can say plasmodial type of. Please ask me later on. I will give you the chance, time. Take note, please, because I have to go far away. Okay. So secondary it is not important. So multinucleate plasmodial body thallus. If you write like this way, it's okay. Maybe no need for you this level. Okay. Unicellular, more or less spherical and capable of absorption of nucleus. So they are spherical type. So you can see here one unicellular. They have some branch, but within the same cell. They have no partition, not different cell. In one cell have different branch. So that type of fungus, we call them unicellular thallus. So more or less spherical and capable of absorption of nutrients. So they are holophytic. Their whole body, they can absorb the nutrition. For example, chytrids. Chytrids is a group of fungus. Maybe some professor will come later on in you. We four professor will discuss all of the things to you, and we will discuss. So basic, I will give you a basic knowledge. So chytrid. Chytrid is a group of fungus. They have unicellular thallus. So for another example is yeast. You maybe hear yeast, one type of fungus. They have also single cell body. So these are unicellular. That is very, very important. This is mycelial type of thallus. So the majority of the fungus, so majority of the fungi have a filamentous thallus and is composed of thin tubular structure called hypha. Now you hear what is hypha. So mycelial means the majority of the fungus have filamentous. Filamentous, that means very long. They look like pipe-like. So here you can see very long, very. So here is this is enlarged part of the mycelium. So this is called hypha. So part of mycelium is called hypha. Mycelial, that means they have mycelium. The hypha grow and form a thallus. The hypha, that means the branch of the fungus grow and form a thallus. Form a thallus means body. Form a thallus of hyphal network. Many hypha come in together and make within a body. If they make something like this way, it is called mycelium. Mycelium can be septate or aseptate. So I told you that mycelium. Please remember this word. Maybe you will hear 1,000 times this word, mycelium. Mycelium is a singular word and plural is mycelia, L-I-A. If we use L-I-A, this will be mycelia. This is plural word. So please be remembered, very important. I can tell you again, mycelial type of thallus. The majority of fungi have a filamentous thallus. Filamentous means elongated. আমি যদি বাংলায় বলি লম্বা লম্বা এবং ভিতরে ফাঁপা, like pipe. So filamentous thallus and is composed of thin tubular structure, tube-like tubular structure called hypha. So this is called hypha. Mycelia can be septate or aseptate. Septate have septa, partition. They have some partition. Cells are different one to another cell. These are called septate, not septed. S-E-P-T-E-D, not S-E-P-T-A-T-E, septate. Please remember this spelling also, septate and aseptate. So what is septate? By this time you understand. Partitioned into compartment by means of cross wall. This cross wall is called septa. Septa is nothing but a diaphragm, porda. আমরা যদি বাংলায় বলি porda. So cross wall. So they have cross wall. In this filamentous hypha, they have cross wall. And these cross wall are called septa. And this septa, the hypha with septa, we call them septate. And this is aseptate. They have no partition. So these are septate and aseptate. Aseptate sometimes called sinusitic. Sometimes we say sinusitic hypha, sometimes say aseptate hypha. Similar thing. Continuous hypha with easily distributed nucleus or nuclei. 1, 2, 3. You can see many nucleus. Distributed nuclei, plural word, and in singular we call them nucleus. All are scientific words. Nucleus. Remember this. So pseudomycelial. Pseudo means false. Pseudo means false. You know pseudo means false. Mycelial. Mycelia. So these are look like mycelial, but actually false mycelial. These are not actual mycelial. If you see the picture here, you can see this is one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, and there are many cells. They just join like this way, but this is not true, Jen. They just cling together, join together. They just join together. They are separate thing, but cling. Cling means join together in chain. So we can see, look like it mycelial. So it look like true mycelia. So in that case, we call them pseudomycelia, mycelial type of thallus. Actually, they are not mycelial, but they are pseudomycelial. So pseudomycelial cells cling together in chain resembling small true mycelia. So do you have any question on it? Please ask me if you have any question. No question?
স্যার holophytic একটু আরেকবার বলেন স্যার।
Holophytic. Holophytic. Actually, I will discuss later on holophytic. In the definition, I told holophytic. Holophytic, now you say plant-like or something like this, but during nutrition study, I will discuss this.
Okay, sir.
So do you understand all?
Yes, sir.
If you understand, maybe I will proceed. So no objection. Everybody understand? Okay. Try to draw this picture, beautiful picture. Try to draw. I remember that I gave one student full marks, 70 out of 70 in final exam, because his or her drawing was really excellent. Okay. So next one is, this is a hyphal body. This is a septate hypha. You can see branch of body is called hypha. We say that males branch of filamentous hypha is called filamentous fungus is called hypha. A part of filamentous fungus is called hypha, one part. So we found that hypha are two types. One is aseptate, another is septate. So we can discuss different organelles in the septate hypha. So here in figure diagram illustrating the structure of a septate hypha. Very easy. Please take it easy, so it will be very easy. Just you can draw something like this. Just a like a finger, like so. Here they have some septa in Bengali porda. They have some cross wall. Of course, their cross wall has some pore, but they have some cross wall. Okay, this pore they can transfer their protoplasm or some other things from one cell to another, even nutrient from one another. But they have some septa. So they have also big vacuoles. So empty bodies. They are nothing. No cytoplasm is there. Protoplasm is there. So they are vacuoles. So they are some small body. I told you they have some small body. These are called lipid body. And you can see these bodies are crystal-like. So they are called crystal body. And they have well-defined nucleus. You can see nucleus. So they have nucleus. And the outer side of the hypha is called hyphal wall. You can see black one is hyphal wall. But you can see also yellow one, membrane. It is called plasma membrane. Inside the hyphal wall, they have another membrane It is called plasma membrane. So there are some vesicle, round, small, round thing in the actually in the near the tip. So these are called vesicle, and they have some that type of structure. It is called Golgi apparatus. I told you that dictyosom cisterna we call them, but Golgi is fine also. Dictyosom cisterna. And mitochondria also in the cell. Even small ribosome in their body, endoplasmic reticulum, and I told you first vacuole. So these are all about the ultrastructure of a septate hypha. This is very easy, isn't it? I think it's very easy. Okay, we go for the next. I think you don't have any question on it. Okay. So now we'll discuss the septa. I told you that they have some septa. Do you remember? Septate. Now I will discuss this septa in details. This septa. Very important thing. Remember. So what is septa? Septa is a plural word. So what about singular of this septa? Septa singular is septum. S-E-P-T-U-M. Septum is a singular word. So hypha is a singular word. If we add E, it will be plural. So actually plant pathology is not so easy. So please remember and please be attentive. Hypha may contain internal crosswall called septa that divide the hypha into separate cell. So again I told you that hypha may contain internal crosswalls called septa. So what is septa? So in case of fungal hypha, have like this, a fungal hypha have internal crosswall. In their body, they have some crosswall, and this crosswall is called septum in singular and septa in plural. So septa, hypha may contain internal crosswall called septa that divide the hypha into separate cell. Sinusitic hypha lacks septa. You remember sinusitic, I told that aseptate hypha, also called sinusitic. Sinusitic hypha lack septa. They have no septa. The septa of many species have pore. Some species have some pore inside the septa, allowing cytoplasm to flow freely from one cell to the next. Different types of septa are defined below. So I will discuss different types of septa. So number one type, complete crosswall or septa. Complete. So actually this is really not good septa. Complete. If some complete septa, so no transaction. They have no transfer. They cannot transfer something from here to another. So this is called complete crosswall or complete septa. In general, the hypha, if it is not E, we will say E is. Since here there is E, so it is plural. I told you again. The hypha are not regularly septate. So septa is the form of complete crosswall, are formed to isolate old and damaged region of the mycelium or to separate reproductive structure from the somatic hypha. I think you understand. So what I said, that this type of hypha, this type of septa, not usual. Actually, they want to discard some of their body. They want to, what I say, not carry some of their body. So they prepare complete septa. Some fungi prepare complete septa, so that area may be died. So they do, or their old septa, they said these are not now active. So they make some septa and they this area, the other area become died due to lack of nutrition. So another thing is separate reproductive structure. You know, in reproductive structure, they produce some haploid nucleus, haploid type of DNA or something like this. So I will discuss later on. So these are called, so they want to differentiate from the sexual cells. Vegetative cell contain 2N, sexual cell contain single N. So they want to differentiate them. So by this way, they also sometimes produce complete cross wall. So complete septa. I believe you understand. So example, hypha of the group Omycota and Zygomycota. So there is a very big group of fungus, Omycota, and another group, Zygomycota. They produce the complete cross wall or septa. So you have to draw like this way, complete cross wall. Number 2, perforated septa. So perforated septa means they have some pore like this way. They have some pore. If it is a hyphal position, so they produce septa, but they have pore like this way. They have pore. So what is perforated septa? Hypha of fungi belonging to these groups and the Basidiomycota. Actually, this group name is Basidiomycota. You will learn later on. Some teacher will teach you what is Basidiomycota. So hypha of the fungi belonging to this group possess perforated septa at regular intervals along their length. Spherical membrane-bound proteinaceous organelle called oronin bodies are associated with the septum. So actually they have some septa and these septa are perforated. So they have some special structure, special bodies. So this body made of protein and they use their body for close or opening the perforated area. So these bodies are called oronin bodies. So very important. Sometimes in the exam, you can find in the short note what is oronin bodies. So oronin bodies are found in hypha of fungi belonging to Ascomycota. So this is one group of fungus. And also informally named Deuteromycota, located near the septa. So they stay near the septa when necessary. They just come there and close their body, close their perforated area, just like a door. They come there and shut or open. So I believe you understand. I can read out again, perforated septa. Hypha of fungi belonging to this group possess perforated septa at regular intervals along their length. Spherical, they look like round shape. Spherical, membrane bound, they have one membrane. Proteinaceous organelle, they made of protein, called oronin bodies. Spherical, membrane bound, proteinaceous organelles called oronin bodies are associated with each septum. Oronin bodies are found in hypha of fungi belonging to the group Ascomycota, very big group located near the septum. So multi-perforated septa. Some fungi possess multi-perforated septa. The septa of Geotrichum candidum possess characteristics micropore. So here you can see, this is example, Geotrichum candidum. So you can see the septa contain many pores. Another type of septa is called dolipore septa. Dolipore septa, very important. You can get in the exam also, dolipore septa. The most complex type the more complex type of septum, somebody maybe in the bus or train or somewhere also, but they are showing there in the class, very what I say. So the most complex type of septum is found in fungi belonging to the Basidiomycota. This is one group of fungus you will study later on. So each septum is characterized by a swelling around the central pole. So this is a septa. So you can see this is a central pole. So in that case, in the tip of the septa have a swelling structure, swelling part. You can see the black swelling part. Swelling part. So this is swelling. And there is a cap-like structure, another cap-like structure. So this cap-like structure is called parenthosome. Parenthosome. So, and this type of septa is called Doliprane septa or Doliprane septum. So each septum is characterized by a swelling around the central pole, is called Doliprane, and a hemispherical perforated cap. There is a cap but perforated. Sidrojukta. There is a hemispherical perforated cap is called parenthosome on the either side of the pore. So do you have any question up to this? I think you understand, but what? Somebody, Suhail, asking something. Tell me again.
So swelling mane ki mane.
What are you saying? This is a swelling, sphiti. In Bengali or sphiti, swelling. Oh my God. You search in the internet. It's a dictionary word, very common word, swelling. This is sphiti. একদম স্ফীত হয়ে যায় জায়গাটা. I don't like to speak Bengali, so this is swelling. So more question.
Sir, Oronin bodiর কাজটা যদি আরেকবার বলতেন.
Oronin body. This is a in the perforated septa, they have some mechanism of closing this area. So they have some body. In the hypha, they have some special structure. These are usually very spherical, membrane bound. You can say reddish one. So for your clear understanding, so membrane bound, and these are made of protein. So proteinaceous organelle, membrane bound, spherical, proteinaceous organelle, which is associated with the pore. We call them Oronin bodies. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Any question or no?
স্যার মাল্টি-পারফোরেটেড সেপ্টা তো কি স্যার এরকম পারফোরেশন গুলো অফ করার জন্য কোনো সিস্টেম আছে?
They have not this septa system, but they are really very minute. You cannot see a fungus by your naked eye, but they have this pore. Maybe these are look like millipore septa or something like this. Very small. Maybe water may also not pass, but by force they sometimes pass by their way. So you cannot see a fungus in your naked eye. So how can you expect you can see this one? These are very minute. Okay, so they no need actually, but they have this pore. Do you understand?
জি স্যার.
I hope you understand also. Doliprane. I tell you again, I am very slow to teach you. I actually not like to be slow, but for your understanding, I go very slow. So you understand also Doliprane, I believe. Now, modified structure of mycelium. Modified structure of mycelium. So special form of mycelium are formed to perform special function. Do you remember mycelium? We said filamentous body of the fungus is called mycelium. Branch of mycelium is called hypha. So there are some modification of mycelium. So what are the modification? So special forms of mycelia are formed to perform special function. So they are first of all called rhizoid. Anyone know what is rhizo? Rhizo. Rhizo means root. Root. So they are root-like structure. So you can see here a fungus. They have some root-like structure, but these are not root actually. These are one kind of hypha. They just modify their hypha for like root-like. Maybe you will study in your practical also. You can see in your practical microscope. You have to handle microscope in your practical class in plant pathology. So if you do not know mycology, you will be trouble. I tell you again. So what is rhizoid? Rhizoid are root-like structure. Rhizo means root. I again tell you, rhizo means root. Rhizoid. Oid means very small something. So root, but very small root. So rhizoids are root-like structure used as holdfast and are feeding organ. Used as holdfast. Holdfast means what? They just cling together or media. By this way, তারা আটকিয়ে থাকা মিডিয়ার সাথে যেখানে গ্রো করে সেখানে আটকে থাকে। So holdfast and are feeding organ. So one is they holdfast and another function they can take their nutrition by the rhizoid. So it is clear what is rhizoid. So it is example Rhizopus species. So in your practical class, first fungus you study, this will be Rhizopus. Remember it. Rhizopus you will study and you will see this. And you have to draw all of this from the microscope. So here also you have to draw, please. So next item is, next modified organ is Haustoria. This is very common. Maybe you study also in the crop botany, in some case for dodder or somewhere. But here Haustoria for also fungus. So what about this? They grow on the surface of the leaf or plant. This type of fungus grow in the surface of the leaf or in the plant. They do not enter, but they have some special structure. They insert this special structure into the cell, and this special structure is called Haustoria. Haustoria, this word is plural and singular is Haustorium. Singular is Haustorium. Haustorium. So Haustoria are special structure. Haustoria are the specialized hyphal branches which are sent inside the living cell of the host for absorption of food. They may be knob-like. Haustoria ta kirokom hoy? They may be knob-like, elongated or lobed structure. I believe you understand. So another modified structure is called rhizomorphs. So I told you what is rhizo means. Rhizo means root. If you remember, rhizo means root. So morph means look like or form or how they look. So they look like root. But here also we told that rhizoid. I told you oid we usually use for more minute, smaller case. So they are very smaller. But in case of rhizomorphs, they look like root, but they are bigger, look like original root. So you can see a picture in the soil. So you can see they look like, but these are not actually single mycelia. Maybe millions or trillions of mycelia in together make this structure. Okay, so what is rhizomorphs? Rhizomorphs are thread-like structures made up of loose aggregated hypha. So rhizomorphs are thread-like structures made up of loose aggregated hypha. Many aggregated hypha, when they make this, So it is called rhizomorphs. These are linear aggregation of parallel oriented hypha. Rhizomorphs may look similar to plant root and also frequently have similar function. So they look like plant root and have similar function. That means function like plant root. Plant function by their root by uptaking nutrition. So fungus also, for their nutrition, water, everything, they use their rhizomorph for this. So hence they are also called rhizomorphs, literally root worms. Today class, the last one, stroma and sclerotium. So stroma, what is stroma? Stroma, in plural, we call them stromata. So stroma is stroma. That means stroma is a singular word and stromata is plural. So a stroma is a compact mass of vegetative hypha produced in fungi. So if one fungi produce a structure by many mass of vegetative hypha, when one vegetative hypha in together, if they produce one structure, but not compact, much compact, not hard structure, compact, but not so hard, it is called stroma. And the sclerotium is, so sclerotium is another structure. So when it is hard, when this stroma-like structure is hard and firm, very, very strong, with a rind. Rind means outer surface, khosha, with a rind, peel, outer surface, যেমন খোসা থাকে এরকম, with a rind, and consists of a mass of hypha. So it is called sclerotium. It serves as a resting body. So why they produce? They produced for passing the unfavorable condition. So if this structure they produce for passing unfavorable condition, so we call them resting. So this structure also called resting body, resistant to unfavorable condition. For example, maybe in winter, if some fungi cannot grow in winter, for example, so they produce some structure. So this structure will not damage by the winter or very cold weather. Similarly, if some fungi cannot grow in the water, so they produce this structure, hard structure. So this structure can be survive in the water also. So when water remove from the field and they grow again to produce new mycelium. So due to aggregation of the vegetative hypha, fungal tissues are also formed. So Placentichyma, Pornoscyma, and Pseudoparenchyma. These are actually produced. So stroma and mycelium. Mycelium is stroma, same thing. So here in my student, there is a example of my student. My student grow this structure, grow this rice. These are actually rice straw. They grow in the fungus in the laboratory, and they found this type of structure. Actually, they become blackish after that. So we can take this structure into the PDA media, food of fungus, and the fungus grow with numerous small structures. These are called sclerotia. Sclerotia. This sclerotia become blackish after sometimes. So today class up to this. If you have any question, please ask me.